We're live.
We're live at 11. It's Winning Together with April B. Merritt.
Yes.
My favorite podcaster. I don't know what's
Oh,
going on with that.
no.
Oh
You-
goodness.
You can blame Cooper for moving everything.
Cooper.
At least I'm going to anyways.
All right, tell them about our sponsor while I fix my...
Okay. Well, I don't know who our sponsor is for today. We're falling apart here. So
Today's sponsor is April B. Merritt Real Estate at Century 21.
okay.
I'll try not to touch it again. Once I get it.
You are right now.
Okay. All right. So welcome to the show. It's Winning Together. Little technical difficulties there. Our sponsor is real estate agent April Merritt, because you have been really showing up big on the old Zillow. I had the privilege of being involved in one of your deals yesterday when the customers were calling, and you actually are like, you were what's it called? You were promoted.
I'm Premier Agent. Premier Agent.
Premier Agent. So our today's show sponsor is Premier Real Estate Agent, April B. Merritt.
Yeah.
And you were like, they said, hey, this house, we love this house. We want to come see this house. And you're the Premier Agent, which was pretty cool. So if you're interested in real estate, April is your girl. Now, this has been a heck of a week.
Yeah.
All right.
It has.
This show.
And it's only Wednesday.
It's only Wednesday. This show is about winning together, relationships, partnerships with your employees, with your spouse, with your kids. And we've kind of experienced all of that this week.
Yes.
In the first 2 days.
Yes.
Okay. So we've got a big trip planned coming up this weekend. It's interesting. We get to go to Truist Park. Thanks for everyone who bought all the Braves tickets. The boys get to go play in Truist Park.
Yes.
Okay. We've dealt with parents and
Yes.
different relationships and things like that. We're dealing with a graduating senior.
Yes.
You love that. You love that. Now
you're trying to tread lightly so I don't cry on the show.
You're a baseball fan.
Yes.
And we get to go to Braves Stadium this weekend and watch that. You're a Braves fan. You're also, you softball fan, baseball fan, wrestling fan. You've been running the gauntlet like I have, seeing all the different sports and things. It's coming to an end. Baseball is coming to an end.
High school baseball is
high school
coming to
baseball.
an end. Don't say it's coming to an end, but
So-
high school baseball is coming. I have 4 games left.
4 games left of high school baseball.
Well, plus playoff week, but 4 regular season games.
If anybody's watching and you have a senior and you're experiencing the same type of anxiety that April is, which is, it's been a huge part of your life going to baseball games, and that's once college starts up, okay, let's don't cry.
Well, I mean, gosh, it's true. I mean, a lot of, I think moms, it hits harder than dads.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot right here. What's the toughest, most stressful situation you've been in when it comes to high school baseball? Or if you don't want to say the first one, say the second one.
Are you saying last night was?
No. I have no idea.
Toughest situation I've ever been put in was Trev played in the 8th grade for the high school, which he moved up. Was the only player to do that year. And then 9th grade, he was a 9th grade shortstop starter, and he upset some people. Wasn't his fault, and we went through some tough times on that.
That's so boring. I was thinking about that time you almost got in a fight with one of the fans.
That's happened
a few times. I remember one time. So if you want to hear the story about April almost fighting the fan, and let me think.
I don't even know which one you're talking about. That's pretty sad.
Well, one of our friends, thank God he was there. He stopped the fight.
Oh, that was yeah.
There it is. See, that make for an interesting topic on next week.
We probably shouldn't talk
about that.
But,
okay. Well, we're going to talk about all kind of things, including he said, she said. We're going to talk about some very intriguing things in a minute. Do you have a home this week that you want to feature? By the way,
I do,
Ramadan.
but I do want to say one more thing before we move on. We said something about Truist Park, but we didn't say it all. A lot of people think that it costs money to go Friday night. It absolutely does not. You can go and support the Trojans without it costing you anything but an overnight stay. If you want to stay, your food while you're there, of course. But entrance is free. You can get in at 6 o'clock, I think is the time. I hope so. Yes, parents enter the gates at 6 o'clock to watch them, and I think it's going to be an awesome experience for them. They are over the moon excited about being on that field.
Yes, that's because, and if you're in Florida or Alabama or South Carolina or North Carolina or Tennessee, you're close enough to make the trip because it's Friday. You have plenty of time to practice. You can get
Friday
into
at 7 p.m.
You can get into the Braves Stadium for free. So I think that's very cool.
Yes,
very cool. Let's talk about April B. Merritt's Home of the Week.
All right, let's talk about it.
What is this thing?
It is an awesome property. It is not my listing. It is Chuck Bird's listing. I'm actually showing this house today. So it is on New Forest Highway. It is 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. This thing has 17.9 acres, a pond, and a pool house and pool. I mean, it's got it all for $425.
$425. So you have privacy.
Lots of privacy.
You have acreage.
Yes.
You have a fishing pond, a nice size fishing pond. You have very nice wooden fence right there. How big's the house?
2,700 square feet. So very nice size.
2,700 square feet. It's been totally redone inside. It's like a brand new landscaping.
Yes.
Secluded.
Yes.
You could have horses.
I'm assuming you could on that highway. It's 17.
Oh yeah, it's out in the county. Look at that pool house.
But pool, 16 by 36 pool, covered porches. I mean, it's an awesome house.
Now you're showing this house this afternoon.
I am.
Around 5 p.m. Now here I have a prediction.
Okay.
This house will not be available next week.
I'm in agreement.
So
they're going as fast as you put them out there right now.
They really are, and for big money too. So if you'd like to sell your house, get with April B. Merritt.
You even thought about selling your house. It's a really good time, but you better have somewhere to go if you call me, because if it's a nice house like this one and some of the other ones that we have, it will sell. But you will be happy with your check also.
I want to say hello to Joey Arbison right there. Joey, I don't know why. Is Joey in the office today, Smith?
I have not seen him. No.
I don't know. I got to have a talk with him about that. Can you pronounce the next name for me?
No.
Come on, man.
I can't even read it.
I have no idea.
Don't know how to say that. Well, happy Ramadan to you too. Now, I'm going to tell you something I found you found it just as interesting about the real estate market is and I was saying it, but sometimes I'm more surprised than I thought I would be.
Okay.
You know, I've been talking about people moving to South Georgia from other areas.
Right.
You know, out of state, we've dealt with people moving from Florida. We dealt with New Jersey. They're coming in here and they're buying up these houses. And these prices are very low to them. Hazelhurst, Georgia is a small town, which you can list a home in Hazelhurst, Georgia.
Anywhere in Georgia. Anywhere in Georgia.
All right. There were 2 homes that went on the market like less than 2 weeks ago in Jeff Davis County.
A few days
ago for over $400,000. And that's a lot of money to most buyers in South Georgia
and especially in Hazelhurst.
Historical data says that's a very high-end house.
Yes.
And just when you got into real estate, you were told that the average house stays on the market how long?
I was told 8 months. It certainly has not been that way.
So when you put a house on the market in Hazelhurst, Georgia for over $400,000, you expect that home to sit there for a while.
Yes.
All right. Now you had a buyer coming in from
they were in state, but they were somewhere else, and we had 2 houses we were looking at. One was $399,900, one was $419,000. And I honestly, she wanted one or the other. I wasn't worried that we were making the sale. It was just pure craziness. I set up the appointments before we could go to the first one. It sold. And after we viewed the second one, I put in an offer, and another offer was before mine. And I put in full asking, and we got neither. So today we're venturing out and looking at 3 more because those left so quickly. So if you want to sell your house, give me a call. If you want to buy a house and you see one that you like, you better call me immediately because it won't be there the next few minutes.
I totally agree. So our executive producer, Paul Sullivan, he always wants us to talk about some tips for first-time home buyers. So we'll just segue into that using the same topic. If you want to buy a house, first time or not, get your pre-approval. Make sure you have your finances in order, because if you don't, somebody else is going to buy that house.
And it's extremely important, because your offer means absolutely nothing to a seller if you are not pre-approved, because that doesn't mean you can buy it. They're not going to take their house off the market for you if you don't have the funds available, whether it be cash or whether it be finance. That pre-approval letter says, I'm serious. I want your house, a little earnest money down. It locks it in for you. But when you call me and you haven't spoken to somebody, which I still want you to call me so I can guide you through the process, but when you call me and you haven't done that, we really can't move forward without that.
So very good point. Now, Smith, I want you to scroll back, because you mentioned the house, the 17 acres, the 2,700 acres. You mentioned the pond. You mentioned the pool house. You mentioned how big the pool was, but you didn't mention that shop to me. Scroll back to that shop right there.
Sorry, I did miss that it has a shop.
Wow.
And that's all of these things is what my buyer's looking for. So I think they're going to fall in love with this one.
Chuck Bird, consider it sold.
Yeah.
Now, also on the first-time home buyer, if you want to buy the house, get your pre-approval.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, go ahead and make the offer you're willing to pay.
Yes.
Because there's less houses than there are buyers, meaning that if somebody's probably going to be willing to jump in there and pay more than you. So if you're willing to pay listing, don't worry about. Here's the thing: you can look back over 100 years. Real estate home prices go up.
Yes.
So even if you're paying what you think is more than you should be paying, 10 years from now you're going to be in good shape.
And if you want it bad enough, this is not the time to negotiate. I mean, I'm just being real. It's not. They're going so fast, and you're getting asking. So if you love it, let's go ahead and go for it.
With all the money printing, there is not a better place to put your money than in a house. You know, we talked about the house we paid $165 for that we could easily sell for $200,000, and that's just in 1 year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chuck Bird, hashtag Charlie's Choice, said what? What'd he say, Smith? Oh, Smith, he was over there he's trying to make some side money.
Chuck Bird said, "Hey, I like that house. You could be my neighbor."
Good point.
Okay, so you can even be his neighbor.
Good point. So that's something we mentioned this on the last show. If you're looking to buy a house, check out the neighborhood.
Yes.
This neighborhood, if you do a Google map, you zoom in on the house, you notice right next door, Chuck Bird. But now when I say right next door, if I lived by Chuck Bird, I wouldn't want to be like on him on one.
You got your 17 acres separated.
Yes, I wouldn't want Chuck on 1 acre and me on the next acre right here beside him. At some point I would do something he didn't like, or he would do something I didn't like, and we would be over there at the fence putting up like a privacy fence. But the good news is you got 17 acres on your own. So even with a wonderful neighbor like Chuck, you don't have to worry about him, All
right. Paul's asking me a question about down payment. That's an awesome question. You can have 100% financing. Some programs are 96.5% financing. Now this is of appraised value of the house. That's important as well. But it's honestly, there's so many different ways you can do it. There's not a set down payment. Everybody used to say 20%. That's not the case. If you have really good credit, first time home buyer, you can get in with 3.5% down, or no money down is possible.
I can't read me the question that she's answering, Smith, just so I can.
What is a good rule of thumb for how much you should have to use as a down payment for a house?
So 20% used to be.
20% used to be, and that it still is good. A lot of people don't. There's something called PMI when you buy a house. If you finance more than 80%, you're going to pay that until it drops down to 78%. So PMI is private mortgage insurance. That is to protect the lender, and you have to pay it if you are above 80% loan to value.
Yeah. I think 20% is a good rule of thumb. The main thing is, though, that bank, Paul, even though he said for April, he didn't want my comment on this.
Well, because this is not I mean, I know it bothers you that I know a little bit more about about the real estate than you do.
Why don't you say that?
Can't be
about your biggest fan. I am your biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan.
See? You can't let me have a moment. Like you know what I don't do? I don't say, you know what, guys, did you ninja? Let's talk about that.
Do you see this? April B. Merritt, home of the week. Where in this setup?
And Billy
Smith.
W. Merritt is trying to talk about a question that I can answer that Paul's asking me.
Smith, my loyal producer, when you catch your
He's
breath.
not going to be
What
on.
part of this show, other than the very beginning where it says Billy Merritt presents, is not all about April? This is all about April.
But the whole show, you try to get it back over there because everybody knows that you like to be the center.
If that was the case, this would be.
That's so the case. Not if it's the case. It is so the case.
You know what?
It is so the case.
That background, we could drop April's name from it right there, and it would be B. Merritt's home of the week.
That's good.
So next week, I can't even talk about that.
Now, what I was going to say is, since you are an expert,
Okay.
your advice has been from day one, the first time we had this show, to make sure that these home buyers talk to their lender
Yes.
there and get some advice and get pre-qualified, because Paul, even though your message was for April, she's already answered the question in a previous show. That lender is not going to let you put too little down or too much down.
No.
If you're a cash buyer, that changes the game.
Absolutely.
But Paul, when you're dealing with that expert lender, like April is an expert.
I'm not an expert lender.
Like April is an expert real estate agent. The expert lender is going to look at their financial situation and say, hey, you need 10,000 down, you need 15,000 down, you need 40,000 down.
Very
now, if you're asking me, the non-expert, put 25% down, because the last thing you want to do is be paying for a house that you can't afford. Read it, Smith.
For Billy, ask April about houses.
I tell you what.
Oh goodness.
Tell you what. I got to do some rearranging in this place. So
Well,
Some
we know what
rearranging.
next
Okay,
segment is.
moving on. See, he can't rearrange me, so he's talking about y'all.
yeah, that's right. Well, now
You are up next.
I'm up next.
There you
Whenever
go.
y'all are
Now
ready.
you can talk.
Well, you
All
look,
about you. Look at
Billy's
you.
choice topic
Look at there.
right there.
Look
All
at
right.
there.
So here's what I want to talk about. You know, I do a lot of studying and research on investing and things like that. In the mornings, when you wake up in the morning, you wake up before me a lot of times, but when I'm in my
Not so
office
good.
or I have the TV going, what am I watching?
Some sort of podcast on something.
Yeah. Or if it's on the TV.
Or oh, you mean the ticker on the Squawk Box or
Squawk, there you go. That's what Squawk. There's a shout out to MSNBC. But there's a lot of experts on there. And here's what I wanted, because some people do follow this show for advice and for investing advice and things like that. So here's what I want to mention. Two things. I want to mention cryptocurrency. Smith and I talk about it a lot. And I want to mention investing. Okay. Now we have a money show for this. Russ has been on here many times to explain this, but here's a mistake that I don't want to see you make. Stop trying to be a trader. They got those shows on TV trying to get ratings. So they got all these people on there's a panel of experts, and they're traders. They're expert traders, right? Because that's exciting. And doing it the right way is not exciting. The right way is pick out a very, very few stocks. Start with 1 or 2, 3, and 4. The ones that you know is going to be here in 10 years and 20 years. Start buying those stocks. Don't worry about the price. And don't trade them. Just buy. I guarantee you, and I wish if I'd have been more prepared, I would let Smith put a chart of the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. You about can't out trade that. Now you can get an expert financial advisor that has some technology and that does it for a full-time job that can help you do that. But I'm talking to the investors who try to do it on their own. Stop trading unless you're just doing it for fun.
even if it's just something like a total stock market ETF, like VOO, you're still going to have a hard time beating it.
You're going to have a real hard time beating it. Just buy, because, it's going up. And even inflation is going to cause it to go up. That's another topic. But next thing, I want to talk about cryptocurrency. Bitcoin. Did you see what Bitcoin was at today?
You told me.
What did I tell you?
64,000.
It was 64. I think it crossed 64.5 or something like that at one time today. It's an all-time high. A lot of people think it's a bubble. I think it's definitely overvalued, but that doesn't matter because people are still buying it and they're still going to keep buying it. And I can see it going to the moon. I absolutely could see it going to 200,000, 250,000, 500,000. Who knows? So if you want some, get you a little bit of it, but please don't be.
Did you see Ethereum also hit, I think, 2,500, and this one's funny as always. Doge hit like 13 cents.
Doge doubled overnight.
It's crazy.
If you'd had 100,000 in Doge, you'd have 200,000. But I'm not there again.
Yeah, like I'm not messing with that anymore.
Yep. All right. So, what's next, Smith? What's on the agenda?
Next, our favorite part of the show.
And I haven't read these questions, so this could be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I have. It's going to be a tough one, but
it is.
Yeah, not for us. We probably won't fight about this one.
We won't.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Mm-mm. Can we call somebody else to fight?
Sure. Oh, yeah. Mine might.
All right.
But
this is gonna be fun.
All right, here we go.
What's up, Smith?
Where is somewhere in the USA you haven't visited but would like to go?
You or me?
Let me go first.
You go.
Okay. Even though California is kind of crazy, I have wanted to visit Napa Valley. Not sure we want to go right now or not, but I think that would be such a cool trip.
Yeah, I'll do that. I want to get in our plane and go halfway. You know what I'm saying? Or go in 4 hours. We're in the middle of Texas. Okay, so go to Texas, see some places there. Next day, go to like Vegas or somewhere. It's probably another 4 hours or so, and then go up into Napa Valley, into wine country. That would be absolutely fun, wonderful, exciting, and we could act out that movie that we watched so good, Sideways.
Yeah.
So we could do that.
Not sure about
we could be the characters in that movie. But I tell you where I've never been that I really, really want to go, and that's somewhere on the Great Lakes. Those things are so big, they have their own ways. It's like being at the ocean. I've never been. It's freshwater. I've never been there. I'd love to do that. If you've ever been to the Great Lakes, let us know what you think. What's the best place we need to visit when we go to the Great Lakes? How simple was that?
We got that one.
Awesome. Which time period was tougher for you? Under 25, 26 to 35, or 36 to 45?
Tougher.
No question for me.
Okay, what one?
Mine was definitely 26 to 35 because I had 2 little boys pretty much by myself and was getting rid of the first person in my life, and it took forever.
Oh my goodness.
So that was the toughest thing I've ever been through, and I hope I never have to do it again.
Wow. You just had to get shed of somebody.
I had to, for sure.
For sure. Okay. So, I mean, mine's probably simpler. I was an idiot from age 23 to 33. So I don't know where that fits in there. You know, I had a lot of crazy ideas. I still have a lot of crazy ideas, you know, but I kind of found my center.
Yeah, you did.
Around 33. That's when I found you. I think.
Well, that's when we met. We were both 33.
Yeah. So, but I just, you know, so since people do watch this and listen to this, sometimes maybe for a little bit of help or inspiration or something, if I can help you with anything, if you're misguided and you make some bad decisions, you can always stop that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all do things we shouldn't do.
See that vision of the person that you want to be, and then just wake up and try to be that person today. That would be helpful.
We have to answer for our decisions. So
yeah. But dude, 36 to 45. How could you imagine? Did Paul write this question? 36 to 45 has been like the best time of my life.
Well,
I'm 46 now.
I was 35 when we got married, wasn't I?
If you were, I were.
Yeah, you got me by a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, we were. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to remember. We were about to be married 9 years.
You're a little quiet, by the way.
I'm quiet.
Yes.
Yeah. See, he's coaching you up on how to talk into the microphone.
We're about to be 9 years, right?
I'm 46. I'm not 90.
Huh?
90?
That is not
Are you
what
from-
I said.
9 years.
9 years.
Yes. 9 years of bliss.
Oh, yes. It
9
has
years of
been nothing but.
Hey, I just said the best years of my life was from 36 to 45. Come on now.
It is. I mean, I agree with that.
But it hadn't all been bliss?
No, and you can't say it was either.
Okay, there you go.
No.
It's not all bliss.
No.
It's not all rainbows and butterflies.
Anybody that says that is full of it.
They're full of it, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to have bad days.
You're going to have bad
days. You got to
days.
learn how to get through them.
And yeah, you're going to have to learn to that's right. What you said.
What were you going to say?
I have no comment. I can't even remember what I was going to say.
Yes, you can, because you got that smirk on your face.
Will you read the next? I do not smirk. Jesus.
Sure. Pick one: baked potatoes, mashed potatoes, or French fries.
Okay, you love French fries. Like you're happier than a bird with a French fry when you get a French fry. Have you ever seen a bird find a French fry?
Yes, I have, but it's very similar to when you find one.
I don't even eat French fries.
Oh my word.
Are you okay?
Yes, I am fine. I just like to be honest on the show.
I tell you what, I'm offended. I'm offended.
Are you?
I'm offended that he didn't put
Loaded baked potato.
no, man, that's offensive to me.
He's gonna say something like cauliflower.
Yes. You give me some smashed up cauliflower is what you need to do. Put that on there and I'll choose. I'll show you how to be healthy.
Yes.
Now,
yes, absolutely. Okay, well, French fries is then my number one, and then mashed potatoes. Now you can't really beat mashed potatoes and good roast and gravy, but I will eat a French fry too.
Now look, if you're watching this show for entertainment, that's good. If you're watching it for some financial advice, we have a different show for that. It's a Monday morning money show. We have a lot of viewers right now. So if you have any questions or if you would have any topics that you would like us to talk about, then please let us know in the comments. Thank you to Missy Gibbons for reaching out to us. Now, Smith, this is he said, she said. What is the next question? Because I got a feeling after the way you've riled up people about having to get shed of your first.
Yeah, I'm the one that riled them up.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's me.
What's this, Smith?
It's me.
What is the funnest job you've ever had and why?
That's pretty easy for me, but
Fun? What was it?
I mean, I love my design job. I mean,
Well,
that's super fun for
This
me.
is going to sound weird, but like I believe that you need to do whatever it takes. We got a whatever it takes attitude, right? We try to teach our kids to do whatever it takes.
Yes.
So if you have kids, I believe in the whatever it takes. Me and Hank Youngblood, okay, who helped me start DigiNinja, helped me start this marketing company out there on the road. Now he owns Century 21, and you work with him, so he's been a big part of my life for a long time. I mean, way back to when I was in my 20s, and when I went to high school with Hank, we did a lot of dumb things together.
Yes,
Right?
I've heard.
So when you do dumb things, you have to, action or decisions have consequences, right?
Mhm.
So we found ourselves in life where our daily routine was wake up in the morning
Goodness.
and go repair septic tanks.
Oh, surely that's not your funnest job you've ever had.
No, but I thought it was more interesting than the fun
Okay.
job. So Hank and I were at a trailer park where there were multiple lines running into this septic tank, and we had to repair this septic tank.
Mm.
So to do that, you have a big steel rod. You have to
Gross.
slide that. You have to slide that the lid off of it and pump it out, so you can get in there and fix it, and then put the lid back on it. Well, I wanted to do it the easy way, so I used the backhoe to like slide the lid off and then slide the lid back. Slid off perfectly, fixed it. Sliding
Not
it
so
back
much
in.
coming back.
The owner of the trailer park was standing there. She was about 75 years old. She was standing there watching, telling me I shouldn't do that. But of course I did it anyway.
Of course. Yes.
Pulled that thing, broke the lid. It fell down into the hole and splashed a little bit. I guess you call it water on the owner of
Nah,
the. So that was pretty
nah, it
interesting.
wasn't just water. I forgot though, my first my first job ever, I was 13 and I worked at a clothing store in Hazelhurst called the Fashion Boutique. I forgot about that. I was 13 years old. Worked there to buy my school clothes.
That's a dealer calling. I think they're going to enjoy the next question. I peeked ahead. You've already read all of them though.
Well, I try to, but
after as much as you've been kind of aggressive today, I'm interested in seeing what your answer is going to be for the next one. What's the question, Smith?
I have not been aggressive. I'm just standing up to you, which you're not
volatile.
used to in this building.
If you think that she's been aggressive, then please help me and support me in the comments.
Everybody on here knows you.
What we got, Smith?
What is some advice that you would recommend to a couple under 25 years old?
I got some couple in their 40s.
Why don't you give it?
What's the first question there?
Smith,
read the question again.
What is some advice that you would recommend to a couple under 25 years old?
We got a bunch of we got this hits close.
Whole house full.
This hits close to home. We have a house full of them.
Yes.
Right? What would your advice be?
Yes.
I got some advice.
Okay. You want to do yours first?
Sure. Yep. Be respectful of the other person and put yourself in their shoes as much as you can to think about it from their perspective. That's hard, and that probably goes through every age group.
Yeah.
And that's something that we talk about, that we try to do, that really, really helps. Because here's the thing. When somebody does something that you don't like, there's one reason in your mind that they're doing it, and you don't like that. You get mad,
Right.
You get mad about that.
Right.
But there's probably at least 1,000 other reasons that they could be doing it, and most likely they're doing it for a reason that you're not even contemplating.
Right. Because we talk about it all the time. How I feel and how you feel are two totally different things.
Almost always.
When I feel attacked, I attack, and when you feel attacked, you attack. Terrible idea. I mean, it's just that's just human nature. But my advice would also be, let that person be their own person. Like, they don't have to like to doing everything that you do. They don't have to like going everywhere that you go. Now, it's very important that you have common things that you like to do, but let them have some freedom to be themselves.
Absolutely. So empathize and accept.
Yes.
2 words. We did that in 2 easy words, Smith.
Good
Put
job.
yourself in the other person's shoes. Think about why what are some alternative reasons to why they are doing or saying this thing that you don't like. They're going to do things and say things that you don't like.
Right.
Our first instinct very often is to run to worst case scenario. They're doing it because of something you don't like.
And just know that when you do that, you can't be on the same page. You're not going to be. Realizing that losing together and winning together is the most important part will keep you together a long time, because you're not winning at all if you're not speaking or not trying to understand the other person.
Absolutely.
You can't do it.
So 100% agree. What's our comments say right there, Smithy?
We've got one from Ken Ledbetter. Says, it's great getting to know both of you this way. Great personal touch to your business.
Thank you, Ken. Again, we need to reach out to him to get his. He's a very good piano player. I'd like to get him on here. He's also a great car guy, a great leader, positive person. I'd love to get his comments. So we appreciate you watching, Kim. If you have any comments that you can add, or anything you want to add to the show, please put it in the comments.
He says he's just working on scheduling it right now. So
okay, good.
Not sure when yet, but we'll get them all.
Sweet.
Candace Smith says, my favorite part of Wednesday.
She's one of my favorite
She's on here every
fans
week.
of the show as well.
And Brandy Stewart Thomas says, good morning, April and Bully.
She changed it. She changed it.
Okay. I thought she was
I don't
jabbing.
know if that was on purpose or not, but
Freudian
good
slip
morning.
punch.
I think, yeah. Anyway, I've known Brandy for a long time. Great person. Appreciate your support. Thank you for being a Facebook friend and a friend.
And Angel Williams says, power couple.
Thank
Love
you,
these
Angel.
two here.
Another friend of mine said the other day that the dumbest thing that somebody tells you when you get married on, this is her opinion, I'm not saying it's necessarily mine, the dumbest thing you could say is never go to bed mad, because you are going to go to bed mad. You are going to be mad. Now, hopefully you can get over it the next day, but you're going to have times when you go to bed very upset.
Well, absolutely. You might fake it. You might
yeah,
fake
I
it.
mean, you might pretend, but I mean,
what did
not
Kim
real.
say? He's been married almost as long as you've been born.
Since
Oh, really?
1977 to his first wife.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Great job.
Okay.
That was an accident, Brandy. Was that really an accident?
I'm not sure.
It's pretty funny either way.
Hey, speaking of, all right, so speaking of, this would be fun. What's the dumbest thing? What's the dumbest thing an employer ever told you?
Dumbest thing somebody ever told me.
In the comments, if you have an employer, or if you used to have an employer, what's the dumbest thing your employer ever told you?
Was I needed to get off Facebook and put my phone down.
Are you serious? That's the exact same thing. That was the dumbest thing. That's the same dumb thing I had an employer tell me one time, that you got to get off Facebook.
Yeah, you got to get off Facebook.
Which is just silly. Everybody's on Facebook. That's where you need to be. That's where
I mean, if you're on Facebook just scrolling all day, okay, they may be right. But if I sold a ton of furniture on Facebook. You sold a ton of cars on Facebook. If you're using it correctly, way dumb.
I totally agree. So that's exactly what I was going to say as well. Read the comments. We got some interesting ones there, Smith.
Kim Ledbetter says, "I am 10 times the salesman you are."
That's what his employer told him.
Oh, I was like, I thought he was like doing a little standoff with you. I was like, well, go ahead, Kim.
He thought he was bowing up.
Yeah, I thought he was bowing up on you.
No. Let me tell you why.
Okay, that is insane.
Now, let me tell you why I knew that he was talking about his employer, right? Is because I know Kim, right? And he is a master salesperson, and a master salesperson doesn't have to bow up and say, I'm a great salesperson.
And you know how I feel about that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A master salesperson is going to come across as the non-salesperson.
Right. And you walk around telling people how good you are, you're probably not that good.
He said it hurt my feelings. No, it didn't, because Kim understands. He knew.
Oh, it would hurt my feelings, but I probably would not have had that job anymore and said, no, you're not.
Kim's read the last one.
That's so funny to me.
What's so funny?
Our house is I call it the scratch off center. If it's not JJ scratching off at the tree, it's Cooper saying Billy can't do this, Case saying I out squatted you today. Trev don't usually get into the banter too much, but the joke at our house is, how many pull-ups you do today, Billy? Because Billy's the pull-up champ at the house, I guess.
I'm really not.
He has to talk about pull-ups and squats because he feels like he does that better. But now, Case, I don't even know what Cooper squats, but I'm pretty sure Case squats more than you.
And way more.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So he puts those videos out there to taunt the boys. Y'all get to watch them, but he taunts the boys by what he did this morning or whatever. It's hilarious at our house to see they went and saw the fittest man on earth. So between the three of them, they're trying to find out who's the second fittest man on earth.
We didn't just go see the fittest man on earth. We worked out with the fittest man on earth, Matt Fraser. We should put some. We hadn't really talked about it on the show. We should put some of the pictures up there. But now that was a cool experience. But no, let me explain my position on the pull-ups.
Please explain.
So the theory of being fit is find the thing that you suck at the most and go headlong after that thing until you don't suck at it, until you suck at something else worse. I was terrible at pull-ups, right? I mean, like at 6 years ago, I couldn't do 5 pull-ups at one time. Mm-hmm. So I did one, and then I would do one, and then I would do one, and now I can do 100 a day. So it's totally different. So that's why my thing is on the pull-ups is I used to be bad at it, but now I'm good at it. Yep. See, but no, I can't compete with Case on squats. Probably can't Cooper either. The cleans and all those other things I can't compete on, but I'm getting in there and getting after them. I'm gonna get after them. But I did happen to. He wants us to show the video.
Okay. Right now?
All right, so let's talk about the video.
The video this morning?
Yeah, I guess.
That's hilarious.
Talk about the video. I'll tell you what's going on right here. So I'll tell you something about working out. You most of the time you're not going to feel good while you're doing it.
Right.
So you got to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Is it playing?
Yes, I've got the audio muted, but it's playing.
Yeah, Facebook made me muted anyway. There's one of our Digi Ninjas in the background, and no, it's not the same shirt. I'm not wearing the same shirt.
I hope not.
Now, Ethan, he was spotting me. I thought he was going to jump down there and lift it too, but I told him just stand there for moral support because I think I got it. And Trevor actually said, I think you can do more. I said, not today. So we'll do that next time. Now, you've been working out for quite some time now.
Yeah.
Do you love it?
No.
But you do it anyway.
I do it anyway.
Mm-hmm. You think it's important?
I think it's very important.
Mm-hmm.
I feel much better when I do it. But I have to be more disciplined than the rest of y'all. I have to have a class that I have to report to. So there's my workout partner commenting. Me too, Miss Berry. Me too, because my tongue's hanging out most of the time. But Miss Berry is a rock star in our class too. She does every rep that I do, and she's a little bit older than me, not much, but she's awesome. And Miss Bobby Taylor in there too. She's older than me, and they go after it, buddy. And I admire that.
That's what I was going to say.
I admire that.
You know, they don't feel good, you know,
No.
and it hurts, and you don't like it.
Mm-mm.
Some of us, it's kind of crazy. We kind of like the pain, but
No, I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
You do it because it's good for you. But
Mm-mm.
but my point is, this morning I was not feeling it,
Yeah.
and when I was out there by myself, I'm just not feeling. This is not going to be a heavy lift day, you know. But then I said, you know what? I'm not going to allow myself to punk out on this, you know, and be a little bitty. So I'm going to do it, and that's why I got Petey out there, Ethan out there to spot me.
And another thing about Miss Berry, she has this beautiful little granddaughter, and I'm pretty sure that's her motivation for staying fit and healthy and be able to run after her and play with her. And I love that somebody thinks it's important to keep that in your life. I do not like going. I just go. I do love the people I'm in there with, though. I need to change my class from 4:00 because lately I've been busy at 4:00. But I love them. I don't want to change it. I want to, and I'm sure there's great people in the other classes, but the 4:00 class is just a bunch of great people that we try to motivate each other, and it's awesome.
Yep. I tell you what, this has been a great show. We had a lot of people comment. Thank you so much for Barry and Kim and everybody who's watched the show. If there's anything you liked about the show, please tag a friend. We had over 50 people watching one time. I noticed that. So hopefully, you know, you found something. Thank you for Paul and Smith for putting such a good script together. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to YouTube, Billy W. Merritt, and subscribe, like and subscribe. There's a lot of clips on there. We also are this is on a podcast now. So if you think you know somebody that would benefit or enjoy or would like to make fun of our show, then please tag
Even
them.
if they don't like us, you can watch.
That's right. Because we have a lot of exciting things coming up, and some of the things with some big producers and big names and big, I won't say label, but something like that we're working with. They need us to have some more YouTube subscriptions. So go to BillyMerritt.com and please like and subscribe. Tag somebody that you think would enjoy this show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. It's been a great show.
Yep, it has.
I love it. Good show.
Mm-hmm.
High five. Hey, tell the story about that time. Oh, sorry. Great show.
Yes.
See you guys next Wednesday.